Enough games, Phelps. Take this guy out. Lay into his wheel arches. Come on.
No wonder he killed someone driving like this. Don't let that asshole get away.
All right, I give up. That's it. Cuff him and we're done.
I'm Superantonio. And we're live. Greetings, friends. And welcome back to the Sunday LA Noire Live Commentary and playthrough in Red Dead Redemption 2. Hold on a second while I find the chat. Where are you guys? How is your Sunday, my friends? How's things going? How are you? Are you a little tired, regrettably? What's that about? She just got back from a walk. Tonight is part 15. We are about halfway through with the
You're two blocks
arson
behind
death.
first and second.
And
We have more buildings to clear. You know our orders,
There's
Sergeant.
barely a building
coming
left
up on the
standing
end
or
of the-
not on fire in your
the
zone,
entire
Cole.
playthrough.
Is your sector full of Japs?
tonight,
Questioning my
I don't know if you can
The
see, this
captain
is a
doesn't want anyone
pink
falling behind.
striped
Tell the
shirt
captain we will join him
with
when the job is done.
cufflinks. I don't know if you can see the cufflinks. Gold watch, gold
Just give us the
cufflinks,
word, Sarge.
gold
We'll take
type
care
link.
of him. He should be
Pink.
sectioned. That Jap lover's a fucking liability.
We're here to
Pocket
kill
square.
Japs, not our own
What's
people.
that about?
Dark-crossed son of a bitch.
Bet you didn't know I had
Wants to serve
cufflinks.
under him, he's
They
bad
are
fucking luck.
they were a
Can
present
it?
from a wedding
We have a
party
job to
that
do
I
here.
was a
If
part
I
of.
can live
I
with it, you can
was
too.
somebody's best man. Regrettably, they are not together anymore, but I still have the cufflinks. True love may not last, but jewelry is a boy's best friend, to paraphrase Marilyn Monroe. I have to laugh. I walk in Elysian fields, because if I do not, I will cry. What's that about? Okay, tonight I have some trivia for you. Hugo Stiglitz says, "Hey Antonio, just stopped by to say hi." Greetings, Hugo. Happy Sunday, my friend, and have a great week.
House fire.
Leyland Monroe
At least
is
4
played by
victims.
John
Get out
Noble,
there and find out
a
what
star
you
of,
can.
known for Fringe,
Address
Lord of the
is
Rings. He was Denethor.
650 North
And
Hobart.
Sleepy Hollow. I don't know what he was doing in Sleepy Hollow. I should see that again, because that would have been a young John Noble. I have no idea what he looked like young. Rancho Escondido can be seen intact prior to this case during the Homicide and Vice free roam modes. While many of the homes and buildings in the game's recreation of LA are finely detailed, it is interesting to note that the homes in Rancho Escondido appear less detailed, in keeping with the idea of them being poorly constructed. McKelty compares rousting Leyland Monroe to calling Nixon a criminal, a tongue-in-cheek reference to the Watergate scandal in 1972. Nixon reached national prominence as a U.S. representative from California in 1948 with his involvement in the House of Un-American Activities Committee. At that time, nobody thought he would become a controversial figure. Nick and Tigger 2025 says, "How you been? I've been very well." Nick and Tigger.
Are we having a conversation, Biggs?
Hugo Stiglitz says, "Diamonds are
Teasing you.
forever." Shirley Bassey
about
says,
it.
"Diamonds are forever and ever and ever." Jill St. John. Woof. I say I don't like the Roger Moore James Bonds, but is that Roger Moore? It was in Vegas. Might have been Sean. I think it was Sean Connery. Just like that. Yeah, that might have been Sean's
Still in
last
custody.
role as James Bond. You would think that I would be more up on the James Bond trivia, but
Want to bet? Bella kicked him
I'm
loose
not.
already.
I have
And
all
home for
those
listening to
movies
cigarettes
on
and
Blu-ray
matches.
up to Casino Royale, I believe. I got a big giant set of them. I've always wanted to watch all of them, you know, in chronological order. I think I made it all the way up to Live and Let Die. Great theme song, and that's Roger Moore, I believe. At any rate, Nick Antigger says my favorite game is Far Cry 6. Interesting. Well, tonight we're finishing up LA Noire.
Full of advice, aren't you?
The Superior Laundry, moving on with the trivia. Chapman steps out of, turns out to be one of the locations of interest in the Arson DLC case. Nicholson electroplating, which we will be doing. And if the player performs badly, McHelty will say, "What the heck kind of desk do you think I'm running here, Phelps? You think you can waltz around this city starting riots, harassing pillars of the community, and wantonly destroying the property of the LA Transit Authority? I don't care if you're not happy slumming it in this squad. You either get yourself squared away or hand in your GD badge. You're on street duty until further notice. Get out of my sight." Spoiler alert, we will not perform badly. We will drive with our unique style. However, what was I going to say? Oh, the cufflinks look great. I should wear more French cuffs. I got this shirt because it was French cuffs. And pink stripe. It reminded me of like something Hannibal would wear. Hannibal from the TV show, Mad Mikkelsen's Hannibal, not Anthony Hopkins. I think Mads Mikkelsen made a great Hannibal, very elegant. I liked him much more than Anthony Hopkins, even though I think he won an Oscar for his role as Hannibal. But he dressed really well, and is part of my inspiration for how I'm dressing now.
Best you talk to Lynch. He's the
I should get that on Blu-ray.
Why aren't they scattered around like the rest of the debris?
Though it's always available streaming.
Ooh. I think someone moved them after the explosion and before
At any
the
rate,
fire.
Can you explain
here we
that,
are.
please?
I'm almost positive the cause of
Hope
death
you had a
is
good weekend.
asphyxiation due to gas inhalation. Look at the parts of their bodies that aren't scorched.
And I hope you're ready for the
Coloring
next
around
week.
The fingertips is
The last week of the month.
They wouldn't have felt a thing.
Sadie moved under the desk.
I think
It's more
someone
comfortable
moved
there.
this room.
So she is still part of the stream. She's just not
Still doesn't make any sense.
she's just
Why
a
would you run
little
into a
camera
burning
shy
building?
right now, but we'll bring her back. Okay, that doesn't look good.
What are they doing?
That'll probably get the stream
Prior
demonetized.
effect is from the fire. The muscles and tendons
LA
contract.
Noire stream almost automatically gets demonetized. Just putting it in the title. What's that about?
You ever think about how many people have died in this
Another
world?
day, another
And how
dollar.
big heaven would have to be to accommodate them bigs?
No, I have
Yeah, I didn't
not.
lose interest
Show
in
some
James Bond. I
respect.
just got distracted by other projects. It's
It's our boy. I think he watches the fires.
it's
I think the Sawyer
a
fire went
commitment.
So what about the guy we have in jail?
But you know, I should try that again. Start over
wrong
and try
guy.
to do it.
It doesn't explain
Now that
why
I'm
you
wearing
ran into a
suits
burning building.
more.
What would make
on
anyone do
stream.
that?
Well, and also in real life. This was
fire
my dog
or his
walking suit
mistake?
for today.
This guy wants to burn houses, not
It was
families.
nice.
He expects the houses to be empty. He was trying to redeem himself. He probably thought
Then I
that
went
he
to the
had me
grocery
together.
store with it.
You are one very disturbed individual,
And
Phelps.
a little
I
old
know you
lady
had it rough
complimented
lately,
me and
but you
asked
should
if I
start
was going to
compartmentalize
church.
your thoughts.
It's really cute.
He could be right. Can you come
Said
up
I
with
was
an
a very
alternative
well-dressed young
explanation?
man.
It's the same guy.
I was like, "Thank you, madam.
Tell
I
me that some
appreciate you
son of a
saying
bitch
so.
murdered
It's
these
very
people,
kind
the whole
of you."
family, and
And
arranged
they,
them here like Cupid dolls?
At the same time, a
Might fit.
gentleman
I
wearing
don't think we could ever prove it.
pajama
Very little
pants looked at me,
Evidence!
checked me out, and I was hoping I shamed him
Albert,
because there's
check
no
out the hot
reason
water
why
system.
anyone
Make sure
over
we're
the
dealing
age
with
of
the same
12
MO.
Sure, Phelps.
needs
I'll
to
get
be
back
out in public
Leave the
in
rest of us
pajama
cold.
pants,
We're gonna
t-shirt,
find out
and
what's eating
flip-flops. And then later I heard him on the phone talking with, I don't know if you're allowed to say it, but the algorithm has already demonetized us, but
So something
he had
finally got to you.
what is known
You want my help, pretty boy? You
popularly
got
as
it.
the
You
gay
keep riding, and
accent.
you won't
I
be
don't
pretty
even know if
much
I can
longer.
do it, but he was just talking on the phone.
We can get
And
this
he had that
You think you've seen
lilt.
everything, Phelps?
And he was
I
saying,
was
"Of
the second
course
Marine
I enjoy
Bella Wood.
texting you, but
Things
you
that
know,
went on in
just
that farmhouse.
can't even do
My
it."
own guys on fire, screaming for a way out.
Yeah, so he wasn't
You're not
he
gonna
wasn't
get this,
admiring me.
Kirby.
Well, I think he
There's
was
gonna be no
you know,
photos and
checking.
no
I
citation.
think he wanted to invite me to his
We're gonna
naked
kill
hot
this
tub party.
Fuck. End of story. You getting this?
But I was hoping he would, you know, it's like, and if he was a gay guy, as I suspect, he really should be ashamed of himself for
The Morellis were winners
not
too.
dressing a little more
Their names on that
stylishly,
list.
because you never know.
Christ.
You never know who's out there
You should take a look around. Work the neighbors. See what
to invite to your next
go across the street.
naked hot tub party.
Try this side.
Am I being homophobic? I apologize.
For years.
I don't think so. I don't care.
You don't look like a fireman.
I'm not afraid. At any rate, I am dressing up more in public. What's going on with this fireman with LAPD?
This is the
Okay, let's
flashpoint.
get down there.
The heater detonated with enough force to expose the foundations.
I got my green tea tonight. Really need to get a gold tie. I like solid color ties, and I think they look good on stream.
Looks like the same model.
I need a gold one. Gold would have looked good with this outfit, I believe. And this is not a... This looks black, but it's blue. It's a blue blazer. Hugo Boss. Very popular in 1938 with the bad guys. Designed the uniforms. Cloudy's here. Cloudy says, "Howdy, y'all. Greetings, Cloudy. How are you, friend? Happy Sunday.
LAPD.
Do you
Can
like
you tell
my
me anything about the
cufflinks?"
fire next door?
Terrible luck. Imagine after having won that weekend
So yeah,
away.
I got cufflinks.
What's your name,
I should
sir?
get a silver pair. And
Foreman.
these are
Dudley Foreman.
maybe because I'm out of practice, but they were super difficult to get on.
Did you see or hear anything that might have...
Look, we were asleep when we heard the explosion.
But they're worth it. They look great. French cuffs. That's what they're called.
You didn't like Morelli, did you?
Some neighbors you get along with, some you don't. Guess they should have sold up.
What do you mean?
They're knocking down all these old houses and building a new subdivision for GIs. Morelli was being difficult.
You said someone is knocking these houses down?
Elysian Fields.
I never
You must
tried,
know.
but I wonder
The
if we could look through
billboards,
Cole's notebook
That
at the
Monroe
end.
character beaming down at you.
Cole's notebook
We've
is
had enough
kind of
of the
like
house.
Arthur's journal. I
Did
mean, he
Morellis
does
want to
draw
sell
in
it?
it.
I don't know.
Very accurate representations of suspects and
Whatever you thought of Morelli, his whole family...
POIs, persons of
I want you
interest.
to help me here, Foreman.
Morelli was pig-headed.
You know, I've been
He
watching
built the
True
house
Blood.
himself. He didn't want to
I
sell.
have
Stubborn fool
I
was
think
ruining it
up
for
to
all of
season
us.
5 on Blu-ray, and then I'm going to get season 6 and 7. So I've been watching True
You
Blood
said
all
the
night,
Morellis
and,
had won a weekend away.
having
Catalina
intense,
Yeah, that's right.
scary nightmares
First thing I thought after the explosion was, thank goodness
almost
they was
every
away.
night.
Then I find out they were still
Not
in there.
necessarily dreaming
running
about
the competition?
vampires, but just really intense, and you know,
don't
it's
know.
like intense dreams about
You didn't enter
know,
yourself?
I'd already
where my
agreed to
parents
sell.
are still alive. Just
competition was an
weird,
incentive for
you know,
those
my
who were still thinking
childhood.
about
Yeah, so I don't know what it's dredging up, and I should really stop watching it, but I can't. I should really stop watching it and just switch over to James Bond and just watch all my James Bonds. Mama One is here. Everyone say hi to Mama One. Greetings, Mama One and Papa One. Mama One says, "Hey, family," and Papa One says, "Hey, gang."
At first,
Greetings,
I didn't
Papa One.
understand you,
Sadie's here. She's under the
but
desk.
now I do. I'd
I'll
like
bring
you
her
to
back
come
for you.
back to the clinic. I'm helping other people now.
There she is.
Doctor.
Cloudy says, "Is that a light pink shirt?
I'm
If
not
so, that's
confused
very
anymore,
classy."
Doc.
Thank you, Cloudy. It is actually
I'm helping people be together.
it's a white shirt with pink stripes, but it doesn't really show up. Let's see if I can. Here, I'll show you the
Why don't you tell me where you
French
are? I
cuffs
can come
and
to you.
cufflinks. What was I going to say? Yeah, I know
serve
I don't
their
usually
purpose.
wear colors,
Oh, the fires are only
but I knew
beginning,
pink would
Doctor.
look really good with my skin tone.
After
And
the
it
fires,
reminded me of
everything will be
something
beautiful and
Hannibal
clean.
would wear from the TV show, Hannibal Lecter, Mads Mikkelsen.
I can
Cloudy
see
says,
my
howdy,
purpose
Mama
now,
One
Doctor.
and Papa One. I really liked how
And you
Hannibal
helped me
dressed
find
in the TV series. Cloudy says, oh, I see. Yeah, it comes across as pink, though. I do want to get like a pink polo shirt. I think that would look good for summer. Pink and sky blue. Get some, just get some color going. And sky blue was my dad's favorite color. He wore a lot. And I think, we gave, I'm sure we gave away sky blue polo shirts to Goodwill when we were going through his stuff. And I really should have kept one.
They
But
were here for quite
at
a
the
while.
time, I was just
Man looks distinct.
so emotionally overwhelmed. I got rid of so much stuff that I wish I'd kept.
Wearing boondockers.
I
would know that
because
imprint
he
anywhere.
always, he was always very formal and wore, wore suits and shirts with collars. It was very important to him to present himself professionally. Mom once says, "Hey, Cloudy," and Papa once says, "Hey, Cloudy." But yeah, I didn't keep any of that. And then my nephew, his favorite color, I think it's the default color for men who don't really think about favorite colors, is sky blue. But he likes sky blue as well. So I thought I would get a shirt in that color for him, for both of them.
Did you see anyone hanging around the Morelli's home prior to the explosion?
Mom once says, "You look handsome, Super Antonio.
It says I
Sadie
was
is
looking
going to
out,
have to
though.
keep the girls off you."
You sure, Mr. Fuller?
I appreciate
There are
you saying
signs of
so,
someone
Mama
hanging
One.
around
This
over
is
there by
this
the
was the
fence.
dog outfit
Hey,
for today.
Now that you come
And
to
a
think
little
of it,
lady
there
at the
was a
grocery
guy.
store said I was a very
Not
well
tall,
dressed young
skinny
man.
though.
And was I
Anything else?
Orange
was I
lumber jacket,
coming from
beat up
church?
hat, and no hair.
And
I thought he was the pest
I just said
exterminator
thank
guy
you,
who was
madam.
working
No,
around here the
I'm
last
not.
few
I
days.
just
But that
I
guy
just
had
like
hair.
dressing up.
Thanks for your time,
And
Mr. Fuller.
Sure.
and I
Hey,
do. I really
if you're
do.
interested, I
It's
have one
like
of those competition
it's
flyers in
now
the kitchen.
now that I'm
I can
doing
get
it,
for
I'm
you if you
really
like.
aware
That
of
would be great.
how casual the world has become.
Couple
With
of things.
men wearing
Folded piece of paper.
pajama bottoms and flip flops
Japanese
and
call it
t-shirts,
origami.
and
Can I take a look?
Sure.
T-shirts that look
great.
like you've slept in them. Not
There's a
even like
legend about them.
nice form-fitting
Fold
T-shirts.
1,000 of these.
Papa
and you
once
get
says,
a
"My
wish."
dad loved red. He always had some form of red, rather his shirt or on his saddle."
Hey, don't break it.
Yeah, red's a nice
I'm not.
color.
I'm
Red is,
unfolding it.
to
It looks like a
add a
waybill
little
or a
pop. I
flyer.
don't, I have that red tie, and I've got a matching pocket
For
square.
Elysian Fields development.
That's about it, I think. But we've got this is a blue
Oh.
blazer, even though it
I
looks
see you
black, with
already
a
have
black tie. And I'm going to I want to get a gold tie, a shiny gold tie, from the
When did the
same
flyer
company
arrive
that
in
made
your
the silver
mailbox?
tie, which
They've
I
been
wore. I
arriving
believe
for
I wore that
weeks.
yesterday.
This one was in the
The
mailbox
days
when I
all
got
kind
home
of
from
blend
work
together
yesterday
on these
afternoon.
live streams. So Saturday, I believe, is the experimenting live stream where we do something different. And we might, but we're not going to do, we've already tried,
I need an address for a property.
We've already
developer.
tried,
Elysian Fields Developments.
Ghost of Tsushima, and we've already tried The Witcher 3, so we might do a Resident Evil.
North Oxford Avenue, Wilshire. Anything else?
Messages, please.
Not Resident Evil Origins,
You have a
like
message.
Resident
Contact
Evil
Captain
2 or 3.
McKelty immediately.
3 or 4, rather.
Thanks. Can you put me through, operator?
Of course. Here you are.
If I can find some, if I have time, well, I'll make time
Commander?
to like play a little bit of it and just get it up there and just see if
We're
it
about
like,
to go and visit Elysian Fields Development.
generates any interest, and then if it generates any interest, we'll do a playthrough. Then when we finally finish LA Noire and the Bad Honor playthrough,
Commander, we have a line of inquiry.
we'll start in with the new games, which are old games. Papa once says, "I'm always dressed in jeans, rather saddle jeans or basic
Yes,
Wranglers,
sir.
Western style shirt or military style shirt, And can't forget the boots and spurs and my hat. See, you've got
Kelty
that's,
has warned us off over
you know,
Elysian.
formal.
Makes sense. It's a dead end.
Papa one. You know, it's like, and
Check
you're
out
wearing
Rancho Escondido.
you're wearing pants.
You know the place.
You know,
Sure.
the
Corner of
men I
Fountain
noticed
Wells.
today
Let's
don't even wear pants. They're wearing or they're wearing shorts, or they're wearing and dressing like little boys, or they're wearing you know, sweatpants. Sometimes very stylish, very expensive looking sweatpants, but they're still sweatpants. Or like this morning, pajamas. If you lived in a high rise, I could see coming down to the Starbucks that's in the lobby of your building in your PJs. That would be kind of a flex, I think, because you live here. And so you're treating the lobby as, you know, as an extension of your living room. But you can't like walk down the street in your PJs and flip-flops holding your phone and your wallet to go get coffee. That's just no. Papa One says, according to the world, it's not very formal. It's more outdated outside of rural areas, like say Atlanta. They would think I'm out of my element. Well, you're in your element right now, Papa One, and this stream, my friend, is your element. What was I going to say? Also, I've noticed that women kind of, well, it might be stereotypical, but women seem to like pay way more attention to how they appear and how they look, and they like paying attention to colors and patterns and just how clothes go together and match.
There are times when you really miss
And
it.
I guess that's like
There's more
normal.
religion in the end of a nightstick
But
than
I'll
100
see
cathedrals.
women way more dressed than men, and I know that I'm making a statement. I'm walking out
Sir. Don't tell me when and how I can
overdressed
come and go on my own property.
and overly
This is
formal,
America,
but
dickhead.
Now step back.
I'm
or I'll
really
lock you
enjoying
up
it.
for a
Smart
fray.
mouth son of a bitch.
Come back here. You're not getting off that.
now we gotta fight these jokers.
That's done it, Bull. We're gonna have to pacify these poor saps. Come on, then.
And I don't feel I'm going to make a difference. You know, and, maybe I'll inspire somebody to make a little more effort. But mainly, I'm just doing it for myself because I enjoy it. I enjoy looking like this. My whole life, I pretty much just I would wear like a T-shirt that fit, and
Good thing you showed up when you did.
and
detectives.
jeans that
Those
fit, a
folks were
nice
baying for
watch,
blood.
and nice shoes, which were like Adidas or Doc Martens. And and I just relied on my physique. I've slim fit. It's like I have a nice waistline. I've got wide shoulders, and so I looked good in clothes because I'm in shape. So I didn't really pay attention to men's fashion or style. And I had a black blazer that I would, and I would do this Reservoir Dog look with the skinny black tie and the white shirt and the black blazer when I needed to dress up for something, weddings and funerals. But the rest of the time I just kind of roamed around in shirts and t-shirts. And then for the stream I started doing t-shirts with rock and roll, vintage rock and roll t-shirts. I still have that collection, but
Expect some
and that
shrinkage
worked
in
for a
the heat,
while, but
But it looks like the cement barely.
I'm liking
adhered
this
to
a
the
lot
brick.
more.
Doesn't appear to be any wall ties either. This thing looks like it was built on the cheap.
Papa One continues, me and my dad always wore Western wear, although I've seen men, my dad and I included,
We're paying a visit
break
to
horses
Elysian
wearing
and ruining my
suits.
career.
Ironically,
Let's fight
when
the
one of the
bullet
crew
and
got
get out of
married,
it.
we still went as we were his family, according to him. But after he married his bride, all the men, including him, my dad and myself, all went and got drunk on moonshine, then went and broke wild horses that were new to the farm where he got married. That sounds like a happy memory, Papa One. Cloudy says, the normal clothing I wear is Levi's jeans and a white shirt. Yeah. Yeah, see, Cloudy, you're almost there. Just add a jacket to it or a vest. And Cloudy says, but when I wear sweatpants, I love to match the color of my shirt or hoodie. Yeah, that's what I've noticed about men's fashion and men's style, is they wear sweats and they'll coordinate colors, and the focus is always on the shoes, you know, like, because they're sneakerheads or whatever. So like the Nikes or the Adidas or whatever are the focal point, the shoes, and sometimes the watch. Men are still wearing watches, and I appreciate that. I love watches. Papa One says, we did have to pay the tux shop for all the tuxes, as we definitely lost our deposit. Horse manure and tuxedos don't mix and don't come out, apparently. Oh well. Can't put a price tag on fun. And Miko's here. Miko says, hello, Super Antonio, Sadie, Hugo, Nick, Cloudy, Mama One, and Papa One. Greetings, Miko. Glad you're here, friend. We're just kind of hanging out. Happy Sunday to you. Complaining about men's fashion and tearing through the streets of Los Angeles. Mama One says, I wish more men would wear hats again, as I've always thought a man should wear a hat. And Cloudy says, howdy, Miko. And Mama One says, hey, Miko, glad you're here. And Papa One says, always good to see you, Miko. Always good to see you. Yeah, I mean, it depends on the hat.
It's an official investigation.
I like the flat caps, the ones that John wears in the epilogue. I was thinking of getting one of those.
And that's our cue. Thanks, man.
But I don't think I'd wear it on stream. That's just, in case it rains or something. And I do have a baseball cap.
May I help you, gentlemen?
A Marvel Avengers baseball cap with an A on it.
To Mr. Monroe.
I'm afraid it's impossible.
But that,
Mr.
again,
Monroe's
is,
schedule is booked weeks in advance.
That's more of a workout situation.
Is he in?
I'm not at liberty to reveal that,
And it's more
officer.
utilitarian. It's basically just to keep the sun out of my eyes.
I find that offensive.
But in general, I don't really wear hats.
This is getting us nowhere, miss.
Casino.
Would you like us to return with a warrant?
That won't be necessary, gentlemen. Come into my office.
Though I do agree, Mama One, I do like the look.
You like a cigar?
Papa One says, I grew up wearing hats, especially as you work in the sun.
Biggs.
Your head can burn. I wore different hats throughout my time. My everyday hat now belonged to my dad. It's got a bullet hole in the top. Sometimes Arthur's hat gets bullet holes.
Fires, Mr. Monroe.
Here's John Noble. I recognized his voice
can I help?
immediately.
Elysian Fields and Suburban Redevelopment Fund flyers keep turning up in the vicinity of the fires.
They're turning up all over town.
And note how he
boys.
puts a little dimple,
Can you
or the
imagine
devs
the
put a
current
little
demand
dimple
for housing?
in his
That's your explanation, Mr.
his
Monroe?
tie,
Coincidence?
in his tie knot.
Explanation?
Can't really do that with skinny ties. And me personally, I prefer the
what's to
skinnier
explain?
ties. This tie is a
Advertise
little
on
wide for
radio
me,
and billboards
but it
for
works.
buyers and advertise for sellers using waybills.
And his tie is super wide. Not as wide as it would get in the 70s.
We found a family burnt out in
Papa
their
One
home.
continues. He
Another
claimed
house
he got
burned to the
bored
ground. Another Elysian Fields flyer.
with the
Our
friends one day, and
information
they
is that
started
didn't
throwing
want to
hats in
sell.
the air and shooting.
Are you saying
Unfortunately,
that's
the
something
only
to do
one
with
to
me?
get
Is
a
that
hole
your
in it
point?
was
It
his.
is. Every time we find a family barbecue, we find one of your flyers. Is that good advertising?
Papa One says this hat was made in 1947,
What do you know
and he
about
took care of it
accommodations for
except for the
families
bullet
taking free
hole.
vacations
He had
to
a bunch of
Catalina
hats he
Island?
wore, but I always loved that one. Well, I'm glad you kept it. My dad had a flat cap, really nice one, that
Level with
I
me, Mr.
really wish we kept.
You know all about the
I kept,
vacation offers.
but I didn't.
You can believe whatever you
And
like, son.
now I want one.
Missing the
Now I want
vital
one of my
ingredient
own,
called
and I.
proof.
But at any rate, what can you do? It's gone.
Your face is all over the flyers, Mr. Monroe.
It's
You
not
know
good to dwell in the
about the present,
past.
And you're aware that they get given to
Past
holdouts.
mistakes.
My face is the brand. It's on all our advertising. Did you know that the mayor and the chief of police are part of the Suburban Redevelopment Fund? You want to accuse them of murder as well?
We've made offers to buy houses in areas where fires have been recorded.
Are you suggesting that I'm
See
burning
the cigarette
people
smoke?
out of their homes so that I can sell them new ones?
Comes from the ashtray on his desk.
A family like the Morellis refuses
Nice little
to sell.
animation there.
work
Rockstar's
around
always
them.
been good at smoke.
Business finds a way. That's the American way.
If you notice the smoke on the trains in our game.
Come on, Mr. Monroe. You expect me to believe that you would build a new development with one of those old piles smack bang in the center of it?
Progress is an inexorable process, detective. Those who choose to stand in defiance are usually
Papa one says,
confined
I
to
have
the
a bunch of them,
wastebasket of
but
history.
my hat I have and want to be buried in
Fancy
is
a
the one he
question?
gave me when I
Yes,
woke
we
up
would build
from my
around them
coma.
if we had to.
That sounds like
Most
a nice
people
hat.
see sense.
A lucky hat.
What's Elysian Field's involvement in Rancho Escondido?
One of our latest housing developments. It was due to open on the weekend, or was before the unfortunate conflagration.
It met with building code regulation.
Absolutely. Only the best for our returning heroes.
Leland Monroe's also wearing cufflinks, but I believe everyone in the 50s were wearing cufflinks.
You're lying, Monroe.
That
There's
was
something out of kilter about
I
that
need a
development.
silver pair.
Son, I've had enough of you and your fidgety friend. There's no way in hell you can prove that my materials were inferior.
But actually, this is the only shirt I have that requires cufflinks, but it looks really good on stream. I mean, you
I'm
can
no
see.
expert, but I think we'll find
So
that
maybe
the
I'll get
bricks
some
being
more.
used on those houses are undersized.
Definitely
and the
get a
mortar is
white one.
faulty.
And there's no wall ties connecting the masonry to the frame.
Every building is built to a budget, boys. Those buildings were inspected and fully insured by California Fire and Life.
So
Investment of
yeah,
that
we're
magnitude
looking for new
demands-
games.
Do you
And
think
by new
they'd
games, I
outfit
mean
the
old
buildings without
games.
examining them?
There's nothing new I
The
want to play.
arsonists. Do you have any suspects?
We aren't at liberty to say.
I didn't think so.
Yes, AC
Contracts
Valhalla
are
is
used
out.
for rebuilds.
AC,
Suppose it could be any of them.
anything that we
I
put
have
up
a list of
before,
their names
I don't want to
if you have
play.
any help.
I don't want to
That would
try
be very
again
helpful,
because
Mr. Monroe.
didn't work
Glad
then.
to hear it.
So why would it work
Always
now?
happy to help the LAPD.
Maybe we could try
My
Black
secretary
Flag.
will provide you with that list.
It's a suit.
You know that I'm on the board of the police pension fund.
Yeah, maybe we'll play a little Black Flag. Here,
Glad to be of help, officers.
I've got the games available.
What's the story?
We've
Any of
got.
these names ring a bell?
See, we could have. We could play. Here's LA
Herbert
Noire.
Chapman is on this list.
Life is Strange. That's Serena's
phone.
game. What's
We
this?
need to
Oh,
know where
Resident
we're at
Evil
with
2. AC Black Flag. Life is Strange Before the Storm. That's another Serena game.
Your boss is a fine man.
That's all I got in here, I think.
You're the reason brothers and sisters should.
Yeah, I put it in. Papa One continues, it is a hat that's
Cole
black
Phelps,
with an
badge
AK-47
1247.
bullet on the brim that he gave to me when I woke up. He gave it to me when they actually
Check whether we
discharged
are
me
still
from the
holding
hospital.
Herbert Chapman.
He gave me that hat, a pack of Winston's, a Zippo, and my boots that my grandma made
Released
me.
this morning, Detective.
Wow.
I'm sorry, Detective.
Not your fault. Can you give me a last known address and put out an APB?
And I'm sure you still have that Zippo.
I'll get back to you, Detective. APB will go out over
Oh,
KDP
Mama
and
One, I had a
Leverage.
question for you.
Thanks for your help.
Let me see if I can remember. Did you what are your like farm dogs' names? Did you name your farm dogs? Are they named? Did you let Papa One name them? Are they named Killer and Garand and Sherman and Patton and MacArthur? If you let Papa One name them, what are your farm dogs named? And Cloudy says, Super Antonio, are you a fan of the God of War games? They're popular. I've never played one. What do you think, Cloudy? Want to try that? It's a medieval.
Buy me a drink, Cole?
I mean, I know of them.
Not even for old time's sake?
And Micah says,
Not even for that.
hello, it's been a while. I just came back from Idaho.
You're not gonna ask me
Your
why
own
I'm here?
private Idaho,
I wouldn't
Micah.
give you the pleasure.
Greetings. How are you, friend? Happy Sunday. And Mama one says, my father-in-law was the happiest man when my
She's in
husband
fine
woke up.
voice
Well,
this
I'm
evening.
sure.
I wonder how the commander would feel
Save the
about...
threats for someone who cares
That makes
about
perfect sense.
You're breaking my heart, Cole. You know how I feel about you.
Yeah, maybe we'll play a little AC Black Flag and see how that does. Just do a little
Stay away from Elysian Fields.
a little experiment. Life
should have
is all
known that you were
about
playing Aaron.
experimentation and remaining flexible.
You and your
in things
doofus
work.
partner.
We haven't even
You
broken
have been
100.
warned. Thanks for your
on Ghost of
cooperation,
Tsushima. I
officer.
believe we're at 98.
Stay away.
Yeah, 98, but 11 likes.
No idea the type of people that are involved.
Anything
in that.
above
I have a pretty good
10%
idea.
is good on likes.
The same kind of people that sent you here. Your investigation is finished. Homicide will be taking over from here.
Cloudy says the
I've
God
heard we've
God
had a
of
spate
War
of grass
games are
fires in the hills
always
that
a
you and
good
that
play.
hunchback might be able to handle.
And Micah says I'm doing well.
Thanks for the
having
drink,
a hard
Cole.
time adjusting back to this weather. Meanwhile,
Get the
at
message about
Elsa's
Monroe.
apartment,
Yeah. Earl delivered it. You?
McKelty, he started making noises about my pension.
Miko says, "Hey, Micah.
Sorry about that, Virgil. I didn't mean to drag you into this.
Sadie met a really
Monroe's an asswipe.
friendly
So was Earl.
husky
So was McKelty when it's all said and
named
done.
Loki, with a blue eye and a black eye, a brown eye. Very, like, they got along great. They had fun. They were hopping and skipping and
11K,
smelling
go ahead.
and woofing, doing that huff woof woof. Miko says, "Hey, Mika," and Micah says, "Hey, Miko."
Roger that, KGPL. 11K en route.
Let's go pick him up.
And Loki's a good name.
You
I
fought
mean,
at Sugarloaf,
but I don't
didn't you?
feel you
I
could
did.
grow into it. I mean, it's a
But I don't
good,
like to
it's a
talk about
cute
it.
name
Across a guy called Jack Kelso
for a
out that
puppy
way?
that's
You
just
know Jack
getting into
Kelso?
trouble all the time. But as an
for God's
adult,
sakes.
naming, you know, it's even though I like that character, and
He's an
naming
insurance
your dog
investigator
after
over at California
the god
Fire
of
and Life.
mischief.
Our paths crossed with
Because
them.
I don't
some
think I
reason,
could do that.
seeing you
And also,
makes me
you're not
think
supposed to,
ahead.
you know,
Has,
at least if you have an
Jack
American
spoken
or an
to you
English
about
dog,
his
name your
experiences in
dog
Sugarloaf?
with something
Or the
that
rest
sounds
of the
like
campaign?
no. Like in my brain, I always assumed I would have a brown Labrador named Kona
Jack keeps
until I
stalling
heard
just
about the
like
no
you do.
part. Kona,
I
no.
know what it feels
Loki,
like to
no.
get back from conflict. You gotta
It just,
respect
yeah,
that.
very. It's very phonetically similar. Like she understands no, sort of. She understands wait better than no. Wait, stop, drop it. She responds better to that than no. And I don't really actually say no to her that much anyways. Mom once says, we have had many farm dogs, but the ones now, it varies how they get their names. But the ones now are Tank, Bullet, Red, Trooper, Digit, Lila, Summer, Daniel, and Boone. Those are cool names that I completely expected. Lila. Oh, and Digit. I forgot Digit. Trooper. Yeah, those are cool names, Mama One, which I
Take
expected.
it easy, Phelps. I'd rather get there in one piece.
Cloudy says, I know you only do physical in the games, but God of War 2018 is $10 on the PSN store, and Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is only $4. My nephew played Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I remember that. That's the one with the redhead Padawan. I remember that game. And Micah says, I've asked you this before, but if you know if Dalmatians are good dogs,
At least
they're
we'll know
super
what we
smart,
paid to try to retrace our
super
steps.
expensive.
Really starting to annoy me.
I like them. I haven't really, I don't think I've known any Dalmatians. But they remind me of greyhounds. But greyhounds are very high strung. Much like the woman I knew who had 2 greyhounds. But you know, I don't really know. I don't think I've known any Dalmatians. I just know they're a very expensive breed.
We're
Micah.
looking for Herbert Chapman.
Mom says he passed earlier last year. His name was Crash, a huge 135-pound Saint Bernard Shepherd, and probably 10 other things. LOL. Crash is a great name too. And Papa One says we got Daniel and Boone from the same shelter. Daniel is a Rottweiler mixed with Lab, and Boone is a Pit Bull mixed with Pointer or Setter, I think they said. And Papa One says Dalmatians are great, Micah, but they do not hear very well. Interesting. You can't really tell, but and you only, but City's got a lot of spots. She is a spotty dotty, but they only come out. They only show up during bath time when she's wet, and I've never taken a picture of her. I really should.
Gives them opportunity.
Just so you can see her spots. But yeah, she's covered in spots. They just don't show up. She's a spotty dotty.
There he is. It's Chapman.
What's that
Out of
about?
the laundromat.
Papa One says most Dalmatians are born deaf. That's why they don't get affected by whistles and such. We had a Dalmatian mix with Husky, smart dog, but didn't listen and found out it was because he was deaf. Cloudy says, I always wanted a boxer, but they're kind of expensive. Yeah, my nephew's favorite dog is
Car 11K
is the
calling
French
KGPL.
boxer, I believe it's called. What happened here?
11K requesting assistance. In pursuit of
French
suspect
bulldog.
aboard the 1110 University streetcar. Currently heading east on Melrose Avenue. Advise all units. Suspect is in control of car and driving dangerously.
Roger, 11K. All units, officers need assistance on Melrose Avenue. A suspect aboard the 1110 University streetcar headed eastbound.
My City has a friend, a dog friend. Is a cane corso or a cane corso. I just recently learned that it's actually cane, not cane. And that dog was $5,000. Dog costs as much as a used car.
Look, Cole, the side plate's gone. Get me closer. I think I got a shot here.
Papa One says Crash was our head dog. He was the oldest of the bunch. Most of our farm dogs are rather shelter dogs or dogs we rescue. Dad was always had a habit of befriending stray dogs since I was a boy. That's great. I mean, you get the space. They get to live out their lives in a pack. Dogs love packs.
Well done.
I'm not so sure. Chapman seemed to have his own agenda.
And Papa One says so he would befriend them, put them in the truck, and take them home, bathe them, put a collar on them. Dogs you find that way are usually the best. I imagine so, because they're grateful.
You have a point. The evidence is good for Chapman.
And dogs want to work. They want to have jobs. They need purpose and routine. And if you don't give them
Nice
a
work,
job,
gentlemen.
you have to give them direction.
Put
They
yourself
love
in
direction.
considerable risk stopping that trolley and probably saved a lot of lives. Anyone else but you, Phelps, and you'd be up for a bravery award. We've had our eyes on that.
Sadie's
slippery
always
son of
waiting
a
for
Chapman
orders.
for as
She's
long
always
as I
just
can remember. I couldn't
waiting
be
for me to
happier than to wipe him off the
tell her to do something or take her
I hope
somewhere
this puts to bed that
or go to
crazy
the
stuff you
kitchen
had
and
going about
get a little
Leland Monroe.
snacky snack.
What were you
Is it
thinking,
time for a snack?
Phelps?
No, it is not.
Calling Richard Nixon a crook next.
Cola King. Count the Cola King ads.
What is it?
A letter from Lou. His insurance.
Micah says, my cousin had a Cavalier King Charles dog. They are extremely calm. Don't think I've heard or seen one bark. Yeah, those are pretty dogs. And Cloudy says, someone in my town has a Savannah cat. I kind of feel bad for it. For I think that type of cat should be wild, not in a home. Are those the big cats? The ones that are like 45 pounds?
Jack Kelso.
With the spots?
Ask him to make some inquiries about Lou's case.
Mama one says we have plenty of land and I feed them my special meals plus table scraps. They are always happy.
Jack,
Crash was a shelter dog from Tennessee. My son's ex-girlfriend found him, and I took him
Hates my guts.
took him to the shelter,
Elsa,
and my
take
son
this money.
convinced me to go
Let
there
him
and
get away
adopt
with it,
him.
or we could get Jack's
I
help
don't
and do
think it
something about
took
it.
much to convince you, Mama One, and I'm glad you did.
Why not be honest with
Change
this
those
man?
dogs' lives.
He deserves your honesty if you want his help.
Believe me, Elsa, I'd like to level with him. I really would, but it's too late. Years too late.
Branch 1, and also Dog 1. And that's about all I have for you tonight, friends. Walk in Elysian Fields. Shout out to the channel members that made this all possible. Distinguished. You can watch a little driving. I'll leave the chat up for you guys. We shall return on Friday with the Bad Honor playthrough, and maybe we'll do like a Assassin's Creed Black Flag on Saturday. We'll do something on Saturday. I don't know what right now. Let me bring Sadie back. Shout out to the mods, Mama One and Papa One, and Miko. Appreciate all of you. Micah, good talking to you. Cloudy, Hugo Stiglitz, if you're still here. Thank you, friends. Like and subscribe. Sadie says like and subscribe. And Cole meant to do that. And we'll see you on Friday. Have a great week, friends. See you soon.
I get the point. Do I tell you how to drive?
Carruthers said she took a real pounding.
Maybe if he had been a little...
Just go easy, Phelps.
Maybe if he had been a little firmer in the beginning, he wouldn't be in this situation now.
I imagine that Neanderthal routine is a big hit with the ladies, Galloway.
Slow and steady, come on.
Women love me, Phelps. I have no complexity. They know exactly what they're gonna get.
Breathe, Phelps. Breathe, damn it. Thanks for your trouble.
That.
Look, Pops, just hand over the money, okay?
All right, young fellow, okay. Hold your horses. I'm getting the money.
I ain't afraid to drill you, you know.
Hey, careful with that trigger finger now. You look the nervous type.
Plug the old bastard, Lefty. If I gotta come in there, I'm spraying lead, you old coot.
LAPD, drop the weapon.
Running.
Just watch your shots, Cole.
Stay down.
Could be our man.
He could be at that, but you don't want to cross the skipper, Phelps. Not a great move in your first day. He wants Henry re-interviewed.
How'd you like losing your cherry, rookie?
It might be my first day here, but I've had extensive experience on other desks in the department. I think you're aware of that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you've been a pain in the ass before today as well.
And I shall continue to be until the end of time.
Watch where you're driving, you maniac! Hey! Whoa there!
I know what I'm doing.
Gently. Breathe, Phelps. Breathe, damn it!